model series.
Exactly.
So here we're gonna actually get the lights off on the pace as the cars are on the backstretch. Looks like we're gonna go green this time by. Hendricks leading the field with Kevin Myers in second, and Chad Detillier, who was leading the upper line. The shoot, I guess the shot to take the lead in the high line was Detillier. So we'll see. He's going to be on the bottom line behind Hendrick now. Let's see if he tries to get around Jason, try to get to the front.
Yeah, definitely be interesting to see what happens on this restart now that Eric Alter finds himself mired back in a little bit of traffic, and see how quickly he tries to make his move to the front, or if he just kind of rides back there and bides his time. He's kind of finds himself in that danger zone of where stuff can happen this late in a race.
It's still 25 plus lap to go, so this one still isn't anywhere close to decided. It's going to be really interesting now that second group is now back with the main groups. So we'll see if they break off again, or if we just have one large group going to the end here.
Well, hopefully they can keep their wits about them and tempers under control, and we can have a nice, good run to the finish.
Pace cars pulling in. We'll see what happens here. I wonder if Jason will get the kind of restarts that Eric Alter's been getting all day.
Looks like a good start by Jason and Kevin Myers, both inside outside line taking off.
Yeah, Jason did definitely get a really good restart there. Got to be careful though. You let guys get behind you a little bit, and they'll just shoot right up and go by you down the backstretch.
Got both Chad and Kevin there, both kind of paired up pretty quick. Looks like John Michael Schmidt dropped down from the high line, tucked inside. Fayash right behind him.
Look at Chris Beck. As Chris Beck comes up the outside of the 34 car there, he got a great run. Ooh, looks like he got into Kevin Myers there a little bit, and we're crashing on the backstretch. Tell me that's not Fayash again.
Looks like he may have caught a piece of it, but he's still rolling, still kind of on pace with the lead pack there, so he might have just got a little sideways.
I can see, looks like Chad Lang is in. Well, that might not be Chad. Let me check here. Yes, it is Chad Lang. He's involved. Chris Beck is also involved.
Andrew Fayash with a very desperate but very successful maneuver to avoid all that. Just shot straight to the lower part of the backstretch and kept it down on the apron.
Yeah, that orange car that I saw sliding across and hitting the inside wall, that was actually Jordan Harnish. He gets a big piece of the inside wall. He'll definitely, if he hasn't reset already, he'll definitely be doing it now. Trying to figure out what actually caused that incident.
Yeah, they were starting to bunch up. Looks like Chris Beck got a piece of the back of Kevin Myers' car. Got a really strong run on him. And Kevin kind of had weaving bob back and forth across the back straightaway to kind of get it gathered back up, and unfortunately Chris Beck, Glenn Cray, and Jordan Harnish all kind of got the worst of it.
And it looks like Chris's intention was to actually push Kevin Myers, but had such a great run coming up on him, then when he did, it got Myers really loose, and then it kind of just caused mayhem.
And Kevin doing a great job of keeping it together, not turning it around himself, but unfortunately just kind of ran out of racetrack between him, Chris Beck, and the wall there. Eric Alter actually made it through unscathed. Chris Beck coming across right in front of him.
He and Mike Kierstead actually made a great move to miss this whole thing. Looks like Craig got a little bit, maybe not too much. And then in the back, it looks like you get the typical I slowed down too much, but not enough incidents.
Yeah, I'm checking up, you're not checking up, I'm checking up. It's that check-up sandwich, so to speak.
Absolutely, the accordion effect. It looks like Jeremy Davis has been caught in it, along with Chad Lang, Sean Hall. They've all run to each other, back to front here, unfortunately. And actually, looks like... Oh, go ahead, Steve.
Jeremy Davis not faring too bad. Looks like he got the rear tires picked up off the ground, but kept it straight, kept it out of the wall.
Yeah, this like Chad Lang slides all the way into Chris Beck there. Unfortunately, those guys, they're going to get a lot of damage from that.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Jordan Harnish and Chris Beck probably getting the worst of that. But some very good moves by some very veteran drivers. Andrew Fayas just diving to the bottom, hoping to make it by. And
the one we've been talking about, Eric Myers, he actually parked himself on the backstretch to miss that wreck. He actually stopped before he ever got to it. So excellent job by Eric once again, and his strategy seems to be working so far. Every wreck that happens, he is able to avoid it.
Every so often you have those races where you always feel like it happens right in front of you and there's nothing you can do about it but stop. And,
right.
And he's been fortunate enough that there's been nobody behind him and kind of shoving him into it. Kind of a late model strategy, so to speak. It's just bring it to a stop and hope you don't get hit. But a little short track mentality coming here to show his face at Talladega.
Absolutely. Take a look at the list here. Looks like both Quinstell brothers are actually out. Ron and Ted both done for the night, unfortunately. I think predominantly they run, mainly within the zone racing, they run sprints and modifieds. I know I've run against them in the sprint series a couple times. They're very fast in the sprint cars.
Yeah, those names kind of becoming synonymous with the ITZR Sprint Car Series. More power to those that can compete competitively in those. I still have not found my handle on a sprint car yet.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. They are tough to drive. I'm impressed by those guys that can do it well and do it every week and run up front. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, looks like Jordan Harnish didn't fare so well. Looks like I'm seeing from his in-race communication 16 minutes of repairs before he'd be able to get back out, so he already used up his reset. Looks like he's done for the night.
That's a shame. That's a real shame. Something not of his own doing and just gets caught up in mess. Twice.
That's the unfortunate part of the super speedway racing. I know there's several people out here that, particularly those that run strictly the official races, will definitely stray away from the super speedways when they come around, because there's really no avoiding the big wrecks and the incidents, and when there's something on the line in the official races, such as your SR and your I rating, there's really no incentive to do it. But the hosted races and the unofficial league races proved to be a little more fun, a little more entertaining, a little more respectful.
Agreed. I was thinking maybe we could get an interview here with Jason Hedrick while he's leading the race, see if he has any thoughts about whether or not he'd be able to keep that car up front there.
Yeah, absolutely. See if we can get a hold of Jason.
Hey, Jason, it's Bill and Steve up in the booth here. How's it going?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
Not too bad. We were just noticing you're doing a really good job of avoiding all the incidents, and now you find yourself in first place. And we were wondering, do you think you've got enough to keep it out there?
I haven't had a chance to actually lead for too long, so I don't know how my car is going to do with in the lead with people around me. But I've got a pretty strong car for this place.
Yeah, you've been doing pretty well. I don't know. It seems like you guys that are running up in front there, you guys get a really good restart, and then it's up to everyone else to try to get back around you.
Yeah, we kind of figured out that if you get a decent restart, the second pack can't really catch up to you. So you just gotta be pretty focused on these restarts.
Yeah, definitely. And the restarts have kind of been key, as everybody's been seeing thus far, with Eric Alter up front in the lead. But looks like you're taking over right where Eric took off, and you're getting just that enough gap right off the start where everybody else is kind of scrambling left to catch you and got to jump in line.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, before we let you go, Jason, I know you're sponsored in the Zone Racing, and just wanted to give you a chance to plug Sierra Speed Technologies, let people know how they can get a hold of you.
We're still in development stages right now, so pretty much just message me on iRacing message board or the ITZR message board, and I can give you any information you need.
Awesome. Thanks, Jason. We appreciate it, and good luck.
All right, thanks. You guys have fun up there.
not sure he sounded as confident as I would have hoped.
I give him credit where credit's due. He's holding him off right now. I mean, he admittedly he doesn't have a whole lot of time up front, but you know, Jason's the kind of guy who can get it done. So we'll see what happens here, and hopefully he can come out at least with a really decent finish. He's got a number of good drivers behind him. John Michael Schmidt directly behind him. I think Fayash is going to be pushing him. Eric Alter working his way back up there into the 6th position there.
Yeah, definitely going to have to watch Eric Alter here. His car was screaming fast in qualifying. So pace car's in, and we're about to go green. And there goes Jason. He gets that lead restart. Yep.
Like John Michael Shinnett was right on him for a minute, kind of fell back, but looks like he's closing that gap up now. Kevin Myers dropping in between him and Fayash, kind of leaving Chad Detillier up there all by himself, but that'll get all sorted out. Michael getting really close onto Jason there.
That sends Kevin Myers up the track, and now Fayash is going to look for, at least he's putting her to the outside, coming down the backstretch. Looks like there's a good group that's going to group up there.
Got Fayash and Eric Alter there, Kevin Myers right behind them. That may not work out too bad for Kevin if those 2 cars in front of him can get going.
That's your 2 fastest cars in qualifying now on the top side, nose to tail. Let's see what they can do. And they're making headway. Look at Fayash poke his nose out there, and it looks like he's going to lead that lap.
By a nose, Fayash just ahead of Jason Woodrick. By about 2/100ths of a second.
Down the back stretch, Jason coming back on the inside. This is getting extremely exciting.
This is where things are going to start to get really hairy. Everybody's pushing for every little bit of speed they can find. One little mistake can cause some big problems.
Side by side through turn 4, nobody giving anything. Fayash might have a run here on the top side.
Kevin Myers kind of ducking out of line there. Eric Alter as well. Looks like we might get lined back up. Fayash kind of dry in the middle there. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, Alter's in a little bit of a precarious position. He drops back in line. Outside wiggling, and here comes Hedrick back on the inside. Hedrick will take the lead back off of 2, but Fayash is coming back on the outside again. Really getting a good run on the outside there, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason, John Michael, they're both holding off Fayash on that back straightaway. The trick is going to be making that work around the start-finish line. Unfortunately, that outside line has that momentum through the tri-oval to the start-finish line.
Looks like Alter having a little bit of lag issues there. That might slow the momentum for that outside line. Now we go 3 wide. Kevin Myers deciding to take his chances all the way at the top side of the track. He's got Mike Alexander in tow, but that might be a bad thing for those 2 guys.
Yeah, undoubtedly. Kevin found himself in a very precarious situation with Eric kind of glitching out like that. You don't want to find yourself in a situation like what we saw in the beginning with Fayash and Jeremy Davis. Have somebody disappear and reappear in front of you and cause all kinds of bedlam with it.
Absolutely. Oh, and we've got 2 on the backstretch. It looks like Detillier has turned Alter, and we'll go yellow on this one. A lot of cars going to be wrecked in this wreck.
Yeah, John Michael Shinnett, Eric Alter. Just an unfortunate turn of events there.
Sean Hall's car is driving the ways. It looks like he's rear-ended out. Eric Myers.
Pretty good piece of it.
I think Eric Myers once again. I think he was completely off the draft and just kind of driving behind the behind the entire pack. He will miss it once again.
Good move by Eric there, hanging back. We'll need to press the issue. Plenty of time to get around the smoke and dodge the rolling cars.
Absolutely. Yeah, it looks like it was just another bump drafting issue. They're pushing on the outside, trying to get to the front.